Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Tuesday, January 8th, 2018. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Minister of Culture and Chairman of the Gingerland Festival Committee, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, on Monday, January 7th, 2019, laid blocks to officially commence the construction of the Gingerland Cultural Village.
I am indeed very delighted that I was given this opportunity to lay the first block here this afternoon. Of course, as you would have heard, we would have started the work here in December, and now we are continuing in earnest in January. Now, this project is very important to my ministry, to Gingerland and to Nevis. And I must at this time, I must give kudos to the previous Premier, the former Premier and former area representative for the national elections, that's for the local elections, the Honourable Vance Amory. This project was conceptualized under the Honourable Vance Amory, and I must give credit to him. And so in essence, I am now just executing that project that was conceptualized by the Honourable Vance Amory.
In the presence of Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Culture, Keith Glasgow, Project Manager Antonio Liebert, and Contractor Philip Walters, the area representative pledged the support of his ministry to the project.
Once this project is completed, we are going to be able to see the cultural art forms being taught here in Gingerland and the development of the art forms. We cannot allow our culture to die, and we believe that this project will augur extremely well for the furtherance of culture on the island of Nevis. And of course, it's creating some employment here on the island. This will be the permanent site for the Gingerland village. Of course, Gingerland feeds into Culturama, and so it is important as well for the development of our community festivals. I really want to say thanks to Mr. Philip Walters, who is the contractor, and his team. I want to say special thanks to Abonati Library. He has been a driving force behind this project, and of course to my PS and all else who have been involved, and of course a hearty thank you to the Gingerland Festival Committee as well. So once again, it has been my pleasure laying this first block, and I wish the project well. It has the full support of my ministry.
Construction of the facility began in December of 2018. The Public Works Department is also assisted with the construction. The facility will house the Gingerland Festival activities, among other activities for the Gingerland area. A number of persons from Nevis were successful when they competed in various shows for Sugar Mass 47 in St. Kitts. The Nevis Culturama Committee and the Culturama Secretariat are congratulating the winners.
Miss Charis D for placing second runner in the Senior Calypso Monarch competition that was held last Saturday evening. In the junior category of the Calypso competition, there were two categories, and we had Nevisians competing in both categories. We had the teen category, where we saw the mighty Invincible, who is incidentally the reigning junior Calypso monarch of Nevis, and he went over to St. Kitts and won the junior or the teen Calypso competition on St. Kitts. We also had the Prince Akido from Nevis. He went over and placed first runner-up in the junior or the teen category of the Calypso show on St. Kitts. And also we had the Mighty J that placed third runner-up in the junior or teen Calypso competition on St. Kitts.
A number of junior Calypsonians were also in the primary category.
Princess Neva, and she would have placed first runner-up in the primary category. We had the singing singing Divi, and she would have placed second runner-up in the primary category. And we had Erastus, who would have placed third runner-up in the primary category. So we at the Culturama Secretariat, the Nevis Culturama Committee, we are pleased that these junior Calypsonians and the senior Calypsonian in person of Charis D would have journeyed over and would have helped to spread the word about Culturama on Nevis. Because with their successes on St. Kitts would give our viewers, the audiences on St. Kitts, an indication as what to expect for Culturama 45.
Executive Director of the Culturama Secretariat, Antonio Liebert. Concerns relating to crime reduction and prevention will be addressed when the National Security Strategy Formulation Committee hosts a series of consultations in Nevis on Wednesday, January 9th. The consultations will include a meeting with members of the media from noon to 12:30 p.m. on Wednesday, January 9th at the St. Paul's Anglican Church Hall. Throughout the day, the National Security Strategy Formulation Committee will also meet with government agencies, hoteliers and tourism partners and the business community, Nevis Christian Council and Nevis Evangelical Association, Nevis Reformation Party, NRP, and Concerned Citizens Movement, CCM. The objectives of the National Security Strategy Formulation Committee, under the chairmanship of Dwyer Astephen, are to clearly identify the threats that are impacting or could impact St. Kitts and Nevis, analyze and prioritize current and future threats using acceptable international rating standards in consultation with the relevant stakeholders, determine the capacities and capabilities needed to counter threats in consultation with the relevant stakeholders, and determine and clearly indicate gaps in resources and make the relevant recommendations for addressing such issues, among others. Meantime, a town hall meeting, which was also scheduled for Wednesday, has been cancelled. The committee regrets this cancellation and looks forward to having the opportunity for interaction with the public on Nevis at a future date. Still to come.
Presently, we have about 50 vacancies for the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force.
The details after this break.
As a fisherman, I use the marine resource wisely so I can conserve our biodiversity. So I can fish for life. It's all about balance.
I preserve biodiversity by the way that I farm. It takes care of my family. It's all about balance.
I have enjoyed these seas all my life. I do my best to conserve our biodiversity because I want my children and my grandchildren to enjoy them as much as I do. It's all about balance. I'm a park ranger, and my job is to properly manage our protected areas and conserve our biodiversity. It's all about balance.
Youth, let's play a part in conserving our biodiversity and maintaining our natural resources. It's all about balance.
For life, for livelihood, for the future of St. Kitts and Nevis, let's all conserve our biodiversity and use our natural resources wisely. It's all about balance.
Welcome back. Acting Commissioner of Police Hilroy Brandy used the occasion of a recent Commissioner's lecture to express appreciation to the officers of the Nevis Division of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force.
So in a 52.3% detection, and I think that's a 2.3 increase over last year. So once again, I wish to congratulate you for your effort and looking forward for greater and better things in 2019.
According to Acting Commissioner Brandy, in 2019, the focus will be on community policing.
There will be some changes in your duties, and there will be some responsibility assigned to individual persons to make sure that we get up and running in terms of community policing, and you will be held accountable at a higher level in 2019.
The acting commissioner, who also used the opportunity to congratulate officers who were recently promoted, made an appeal for more persons to join the police force.
We need to have the numbers so that we can be consistent in our operation and in our crime prevention. Once we have the numbers, we're able to do our operation on a daily basis, and we're able to see the officers in every street and district in Nevis and St. Kitts. Once we get the necessary resources that we need, the human resources, I can assure you we're up to the task and we are able to police St. Kitts and Nevis. Presently, we have about 50 vacancies for the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, and we are looking forward for persons in Nevis to come forward and to be member of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force to help police our federation.
Acting Commissioner of Police, Hilroy Brandy. For the third year in a row, the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force made a financial contribution to the work of the Salvation Army to spread some joy and provide much-needed supplies during the season. Pastor at the Salvation Army, Major Roxroy Campbell, said that he was blown away by the act of kindness. He recently received the donation that amounted to about $1,400, which had been collected from police officers and civilian staff who work with the police. Through donations such as the one from the police, the church was able to provide 220 food hampers last year, explained Major Campbell, adding that the church partners with the Ministry of Social Services in both St. Kitts and in Nevis, then delivers them to the intended recipient, accompanied by a representative of the ministry. The church also delivered care packages to the Cardin Home and patients at the JNF Hospital on St. Kitts and will do the same at Her Majesty's Prison sometime this year. Major Campbell said when the welfare appeal was first started by the church, it was only able to distribute 65 hampers. But thanks to assistance from organizations like the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, it can now help many more people. And the police coming on board to help is a commendable gesture. Acting Commissioner of Police Hilroy Brandy expressed his pleasure at learning how important the contribution was to people in the community. He said he recognizes that the police force is a part of the communities and wants to serve in as many ways as it can. He promised that the police force will make donations for as long as it can to support such a noble initiative. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.